How's it going, everyone? It is Dark Ops here. It's been a hot minute, so I apologize for the delay for this video. I've been trying to work on this video while managing other things behind the scenes, working on other projects as well, so this video did take a lot longer than expected, so I do apologize. But today I'm going to be bringing you my HUD design for Black Ops 6 Zombies. Now, many people have already made their own HUDs. There's multiple people's HUDs who I took inspiration from, so if you want to see those, just go onto the Twitter. You'll find their HUD designs, but this is my own unique design for Black Ops 6, and I'll share it on screen now. As you can see, it is a very simple HUD. It doesn't change a whole lot, and the fonts and everything are pretty much the same, but what I did change are a lot of the UI elements. So for starters, I got rid of the health bar and the zombie names entirely. I don't think there should be any health bars. In previous Zombies games, there were no health bars, and it looks just fine. So no health bars across the board for anybody except the player. I think that's fine. That can stay the way it is. The zombies don't have any names, no armored zombies, so it's pretty much just regular zombies in terms of user interface. You might also notice that the Gobblegum and the field upgrade I've put in the bottom right. The way Gobblegum would work in my ideal version would be similar to the fortune cards from Infinite Warfare Zombies if you ever played that. It would let you select any of the ones you have equipped, but through a D-pad. So similar to the D-pad for Gobblegum, you just have to click across the D-pad to see which one you want to use at a current time. Similar to the one that they have now, except it wouldn't be plastered on your screen all the time. It would just show you your most recent Gobblegum, and then when you click on the D-pad either left or right, it will swap Gobblegum. It will show the picture of the one that you are equipping. I think that's just fine the way it is. There's no reason to really change how you get Gobblegum. So it will be in the same way it was in Black Ops 3, where it will be in the bottom right corner. Except you'll be able to choose which one you want because you'll be able to have multiple Gobblegum at once. So, a similar way to the fortune cards from Infinite Warfare, that's all fine and dandy. Now, as for the field upgrade, I put it just above the weapon ammo and pretty much the small changes I made there. So you can see the weapon rarity I think is fine. I did move the upgrade level, and I also moved the icon of the ammo mod that you have a little bit so that it just looks more pleasing to the eyes. That's just my opinion. The upgrade level you don't really need to know unless you don't have the camo, so that's why I put it next to the rarity. So if you check the rarity, it'll be right there. You can see which level upgrade you already have on your weapon. And the ammo mod I put right above the ammo counter just so you can see the actual amount that you have, or which one that you have. So in this case, Brain Rot is right above the ammo counter. It's pretty easy to see, just a minor change here and there, but I think it does add to the experience a little bit. Now, moving on from the bottom right, we can look towards the left. I've moved the health counter a bit. I moved it towards the left. I swapped the salvage and the points as well. I swapped a lot of the things in that area just to make it look slightly more unique to zombies, as well as having the points and the player icon return in the top right of your health and armor. So I think that's fine. I think putting it there makes it look slightly more unique, and it also just helps me see the point, because I think it should be on top and not on the bottom of the actual health bar. The fact that the health bar is up there is actually pretty annoying, so maybe I'll change that in a later iteration. But for now, I think it's just fine having the health bar right in the middle with your armor and your points, the salvage right under that, and the health right under that. So it's kind of similar to Vanguard's UI a little bit in that respect. I didn't think it was that bad, but it is changing a bit where the salvage and the health counter are right next to each other, and the points is right next to your player icon. Pretty much similar to what we used to have with the BO3 days, BO4 days. In the sense that you'd have your points next to each other with your player icon. And right next to that is the round counter, so the round counter I'd have right there. Honestly, I would have preferred moving it up onto the top or into the top right corner like Black Ops 4 does, but being in the bottom I think is just fine for most people, so that's why I'd have it right there next to your perks. Although, I guess if you get to around 1,000 or something, then it'll overtake your perks, but that's a future problem. I think the round counter can be right there in the bottom for now, and as you get more perks, it'll naturally move across the screen, so there's really nothing you can really do about that. But that's pretty much most of the UI changes that I have. Now, I did want to try to change the icon of whoever's talking to you on the radio, but it's only temporary, so I guess it can be left on the screen as is. There's no reason to really change it, because the character on the radio, in this case Peck, won't be talking to you the entire game. So leave it right there, I suppose. There's really nowhere else you can put him other than, you know, right on your screen, right where you can see him. So right in front of your screen, I think that's where it can remain. And that's pretty much a lot of what the UI has to offer. There's not a whole lot else I can change right now that I think would be meaningful. And this is also pretty limited to what it would look like realistically, because I know there are other UI designs that would look way better than this, but you know, it wouldn't actually happen because you would have to change the font. It would look like Black Ops 2, Black Ops 3. This is just a realistic interpretation of how I would want to customize it if they gave us the option to customize, which we might get later down the line. So if we do get that option, this is how I would have mine set up anyway. And of course, no health bars at all. Rebalance the perks to be in the bottom left instead of the center, which I think the center also works, but the more perks they add, it'll just get across the screen, so it would be more annoying that way. So bottom left I think is fine, along with the round counter, which I will put on top. I'm gonna actually move that in a later iteration. So the round counter I think I'll have in the top right or top left corner. And then the field upgrade I'd have in the bottom right. Now I think a lot of people are used to it because that's how Cold War had it. I don't know why they changed it, but Cold War has it so it's in the bottom right. I think in BO6 it's going to be slightly different, but in this interpretation it will be in the bottom right next to your ammo, so it looks just fine. I think it looks fine the way it is, to be honest, but I have the perk right there. And before I forget, also gestures and emotes and sprays, because for some reason they also wanted to include that. It would be the same way as Cold War did. So it would be on your, you would hold on your D-pad either top, left, or whatever you assign it to, and that's how you would use gestures or sprays or anything like that. You just hold the D-pad down. You don't need to have a dedicated LB, RB button just to use those. It takes up way too much of the screen. So I just got rid of it entirely, but the way I would have it is similar to the gestures from Cold War. So just hold on the D-pad to access your gestures and sprays, and you can go through that way instead of having an entire dedicated section on your screen. That takes up way too much space. So I got rid of it entirely, and that's my alternate solution. Just go back to Cold War. I think it's just adding too much complications by having an entire dedicated tab that says gestures and sprays on your screen at all times. I think that's a little too much, and especially when you have to scroll down the menu in real time instead of in Zombies where you can select the D-pad. That would happen in real time, so that would be scrapped entirely. Please, that needs to be changed immediately. So I have that completely gone, and that's pretty much my HUD. So if you guys did like this HUD, please let me know what you would change, what you would add to it. Like I said, I will likely move some of these things around again. This is the initial design I came up with Photoshop, so there probably are better ones out there, but this is the one that I have for right now that I think looks pretty good. So if you guys did enjoy, please slap that like button and subscribe. I could always use a new addition to the Dark Ops army. And hit the share button as well. I would like to see other people's HUDs, so if you have a different HUD idea, please leave it in the comments below. And of course, share the video, like, subscribe. I appreciate it. We are on the road to 1,000 subscribers, and I will be uploading more, I promise. I am sorry I've been taking a break. So thank you guys so much for watching. This is Dark Ops signing off. See you guys later.